Greetings, YouTube. Sorry I've been away for such a long time. I've been meaning to post videos. In fact, I have dozens of videos by now that I want to post, but I just haven't had the opportunity to get around to doing a lot of them. Just haven't had a lot of time, but I have some quiet time in the house right now, so I thought I'd go ahead and knock a few of them out anyway. But thank you for all of my new subscribers. I'm getting close to 100 subscribers now, which is way more than I ever thought this channel would ever get. But it's very cool that you guys stick with me, even though I'm in a rather infrequent posting schedule right now. But I'm hoping to remedy that. I'm hoping to give some new material to you guys to chew on. So let's get moving with this first one. I'm just wanting to do. This one's just going to be a mishmash of different short topics that I want to throw out there. First, I want to give some shout-outs to a couple of really awesome YouTubers who have been much more diligent than I have about updating their channels. I want to thank Clackclickbang especially for giving us his look into his BioShock role-playing game and giving us his kind of introspective into his design process and then how it went over with his players, and it sounds like they had a really awesome time. It's really inspired me to want to do that with one of my groups. So I'm looking at that in the near future to do a 1 or 2 shot introductory kind of BioShock game, and I'm hoping that it's going to go over with my players as well as it went over with his. So that's very awesome. Thank you for that, and please keep us posted on any other developments that happen in that avenue. I also wanted to just give a general shout out to some of the other folks like Outsiders, Tetsubo. DeTzardis has been updating his channel a lot as well with some new reviews and everything, and you guys have been doing a great job putting information out there about interesting games and some other game-related and non-game-related topics. So I think that's really cool. You guys have reminded me that I'm running behind and I need to kind of play a little catch-up here. Another point that I wanted to, or one of the other things I wanted to kind of capture in this video, which I haven't done before, but I kind of have taken a note from DeTzardis, is just giving you guys an update on some of the more recent RPG purchases that I've made. Most of these books I haven't actually gotten to read in detail. I've skimmed them, gotten the core ideas from them, but haven't had the opportunity to fully digest yet. So I'm going to just show off some of these now. Thanks to a couple of DeTzardis videos, I went ahead and picked up Lacuna. Because of the rave reviews that he gave it, and I totally agree. I think this is a very, very awesome book. This is the one, I mean, it's not very long. You can see it's a pretty thin book. It's only about 50 to 60 pages, but and it's a pretty light read. So this was one of those that I did manage to actually read my way through, so you guys can see the inside of it a little bit. I read it through in one sitting and just kind of soaked up all the details about it. I'll probably give it its own video review, even though I don't know that I could touch a whole lot that DeTzardis hasn't already touched in his video review. This is a very inspirational piece of work. It's kind of strange because it's almost not quite a complete RPG in and of itself, but it has mineable nuggets of RPG goodness that I'm very glad that I decided to pick this up. So don't let its brevity fool you. There's a lot of information, pretty vague information to be fair, but there's a lot of concepts in there that I would love to mine to run an RPG, whether it was even just a 1-shot or a 2-shot RPG session or a campaign with. So that's pretty awesome. In a similar but slightly unrelated vein, I picked up Cold City. For those of you not familiar, Cold City is another really interesting small press game. The basic concept of Cold City is that it is 1950 Berlin, so just post-World War Berlin, and the players, or the player characters, are members of an international policing force that has been sent in by the major world powers of the time, you know, America, Russia, I believe France, Germany, and Britain, England. And basically they've put together this hodgepodge group that's supposed to go sifting through the remains of post-war Berlin to ferret out all of the horrible secrets and strange things that the Nazis had done, all of their weird science and all of their occult investigations, and basically trying to bring peace, or at least some semblance of order, to the chaos of the remains of the city. And very, as I think it's here in the, in this kind of the subtitle, you can't really read that there, maybe. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, but in the subtitle of Cold City it says, a game of hidden agendas, trust, and monster hunting. And one of the core concepts of Cold City is that because the characters are kind of slapped together in this hodgepodge organization, and because they're all from different nationalities, that's one of the things the game encourages and almost requires, is that the characters not all be from the same nationality. Not only are the characters kind of working to unravel and to stop the benign or the malevolent forces left over from the Nazi regime, but they're also dealing with their own trust issues, with their own party's political agendas, with all of these conflicts that are basically it's the beginning of the Cold War, and so there's all these people. Or all these nations that are basically squabbling with each other about who's going to take, who's going to be the front runner in the coming decades, and your characters are kind of the poster childs for this Cold War. It's a Cold War on a small scale in this game. I haven't read the whole thing, but I really like a lot of the ideas in there, and it's almost kind of like a 1950s Delta Green, though in basic concepts. It doesn't exactly mesh, but there are because there's it's not specifically related to the Cthulhu mythos or anything, but there are some similar ideas to it. Really like that. That's another game I'd like to run. I finally, after years and years and years of hearing rave reviews about it, I picked up a copy of Unknown Armies. The game of occult conspiracy and underground, and I've heard very good things about it throughout my career in role playing, and finally got a hold of it at half-price books for half price. So I wasn't opposed to picking it up for 20 bucks, because normally I think it's $39.95 or something like that, which is a little steep for me for role playing games, but. I've got a cheap copy of it. It's in pristine condition, so I thought that was really awesome. A very cool game, very interesting ways of handling things like sanity, versus a more traditional Call of Cthulhu type sanity system. There's kind of like there's several different kind of what would you call them? Different angles to your character's mental stability, and depending upon what your character is exposed to, it degrades those different stabilities to a different degree. So being exposed to violence will make you desensitized and potentially make you more prone to violence, etc., etc. So very interesting game. Uses a percentile system, which I generally like percentile systems, so I won't be opposed at all to using that. Using the game system itself, and the what bits and pieces of the setting that appeal to me. I haven't completely delved the depths of the setting yet, but very interesting games. And I got my first ever official review request from a game designer for BASH, Basic Action Superheroes, and one of my next videos is going to be about reviewing this, because I got a full read-through, I got to do character creation with this, and I got to run one session so far. I want to run some more to really run the system down, but I've got some preliminary thoughts on this, and I have gone through it well enough that I think I can give it a good review. Very interesting game. Look forward to this one in the near future.